Hello, everybody. Good morning. I wasn't actually planning on doing the video this late. We'll reach out to some of the people I speak with every day and maybe some new people. It's time to create some new thoughts, everybody. I'm not going to get into much of anything right now, but we will be talking about a lot of issues that still plague our communities. We're still being misled, still being trained to believe that whatever they tell us is appropriate. We're still misleading each other. We don't take the time to read or study, even in our own families, which is terrible. We have children. Some of you guys have grandchildren, great grandchildren that we need to reach. Um, you go vote thinking that your voting is going to count. Most of you don't understand the value of money. You need to realize what the difference is between the Treasury note and the Federal Reserve note. There's a lot of things that we need to bring up. Some things that we've been bringing up. Watch out for agents, people that don't mean you well. Always educate yourself. Like I said, this is kind of impromptu. My next video, we will actually talk about some things. I'm going to try to get some people involved. I've been thinking of going live or maybe doing a lot more videos just to help spread some information. I'm not an expert. I know what I study, so I don't be taken advantage of, and hopefully you won't either. Everybody is in an uproar about Trump. Trump is not running anything. He's just a puppet on a string. The same thing with taxes, child support, speeding tickets. All of those things were created by some folks that really don't give a damn about you. It's all about money, people. This is a commercial world that you live in, especially in this particular country that we're in. Everything is like a tax. This country is $21 trillion in debt, and you can pull up the debt counter, and it shows you. I mean, that thing flicks. It just keep counting. That's people spending Federal Reserve notes. It'll even break down the debt of your state that you're in. It'll also break down mortgage debt, which is another thing. That's a scam too. Mortgages, the IRS. I may have mentioned that already. That's a scam. Um, there's nothing that they have given to you that's not a scam, and it's all because it's money. They have to pay off the debt to the Federal Reserve and those rich bankers that they're borrowing money from. Don't believe that Jesus is going to fall down from the sky and save your asses. You need to do that on your own. $1.3 trillion we spent to this economy, we can change a whole lot of stuff if we spend it right, myself included. We need to be better fathers, myself included, better parents, better listeners, and stop calling those folks leaders that you put in office. As a matter of fact, I wouldn't call anybody a leader. I don't give a damn who it is, whether it be Farrakhan, your congressman. Those people are representatives. My leader is still living. That's my dad. That's who I would consider my leader if I had to talk about anybody being a leader. Even though he had a stroke, but he's still living. Can't put nobody in his place. You people are crazy. Everybody worried about Trump. This stuff didn't get like this just since Trump been in office. You guys had Obama. Some of y'all thought he was your savior. Hell, he did more damage than you thought. His first order of business should have been taking this country to the world court, charging human rights crimes against them for what they did to us. But he was selected, people. He wasn't there for melanated folks, your best interest. He was selected. See, what it is they, the so-called dominant society, they planned these things out. They probably knew about Obama 50 years ago. They just didn't have his name. They knew about Trump. So they plan everything that they're going to do. We the only ones that's dumb enough not to plan ahead. Some of us don't even plan our next day. I get pushed back from my own family members. I try to tell them that we need to be more economically viable. We need to practice group economics. For those of you that don't know what that is, I suggest you look into it. You shouldn't own nothing in your personal name. The key is to control everything but own nothing, if you get that concept. We still running around here, even though a lot of states now are changing, recognizing Christopher Columbus. He gets a holiday. This man never stepped foot in North America, but they got you believing that, just like they got you believing some white Jesus gonna solve all your problems. I'm not the guy to tell you what you would believe in and what not believe. Same thing with Allah. The Arabs, Allah can't be too crazy about you either if you're Muslim, because they've been enslaving you for over 1,300 years. Find out what your own family history is before you start claiming to be anything else. You shouldn't even be trying to claim to be a Christian if you don't know your family's history and how spiritual they were before this so-called Jesus guy existed. That's where you know where you're going. Stop buying into everything that folks tell you. You know, God is real, Jesus is real. No, your God is in you. Every day you look in the mirror, you the person that controls what goes on in this thing that you call a body. Stop letting people tell you that these mythical figures exist and you got to bow down to them or you won't get nothing good in life. That's bullshit. Wake up, people. This is 2019. We need to have clear thoughts, a clear vision. And those people that's not going along that ride with us, the hell with them. All these politicians, these so-called black politicians, they don't have you in their best interest because none of them have actually said what they want you. I mean us. And I'm not saying everybody's bad, but if they can't come up with an agenda that's going, the first thing they should be talking about is reparations and taking this country to the world court for human rights crimes against us. The hell with everybody else's problems. We have our own. I can't help the so-called immigrants, which if you ask me, the true immigrants are the Caucasians that's here. There was no walls prior to the 1980s, but it was mighty funny that they wanted, this country was built on cheap labor. That's what gets me. And even if they did, let's say they did put a wall up where nobody can come through. Everybody's claiming, oh, they're taking our jobs. No, they're not. They're taking the jobs that you don't want. They humbled themselves, and then you find out they owning the landscaping business, or they got stores now and whatnot because they're ambitious. You the one that's not. But you don't tell that liquor store to leave your community. You don't tell that Arab store to leave your community instead of creating one. You don't tell that Asian store that's selling you wigs and all that hair shit. You don't tell that to leave. You're not demanding from the Department of Motor Vehicles that you're not giving up a social security number because the federal government say you don't have to, and so does the Supreme Court ruled in Reno versus Condon. We're not demanding that we shouldn't have to pay for the land because they had the head right system in the 1600s that gave the European immigrants that came over here 50 acres or so of land for free. You're not demanding that, well, we shouldn't be paying for land. The Homestead Act, the $5 Indians, the Dawes Rolls. And most of y'all dumbasses, excuse my language, think you're citizens. Well, why do they have to renew the voting rights bill? And if you read that bill, it's not only for so-called blacks or you Negroes, I'm going to call you. The bill states minorities. It doesn't say just you. Read it, people. And if you are going to vote, we need to vote as one block. I think Dr. Claude Anderson mentioned that too. You get one person that's going to do what you tell them, not what you asked him or her, because once you elect somebody, you elect them to do what you tell them to do, not what they want to do. Stop making them celebrities. And we need to start dissing folks that want to be, that claim they're black, so-called black. I don't use that term, but do something totally different. We don't care about Kevin Hart at the Oscars. That's no win for us. We don't care about that. That's not a win for us, whether he does the Oscars or not. Regina King, I love her to death, but she kind of rubbed me the wrong way by saying in the speech she gave, some award she had, oh, I'm going to now make sure I hire 50% women. Now, heifer, 100% melanated. That's who you're going to hire. Other than that, get away from us. Kamala Harris, running for president. She don't care about you. The congressional black, what Professor Black call them, the congressional black talkers. I like that. We need to stop being so ignorant and look out for each other. I'm not saying that all the Caucasians are bad, but we need to look to ourselves first. And I'm going to say it again, $1.3 trillion. You know how much change that is if you use it right? Mm-hmm. The hell with that Jesus that y'all praying to, $1.3 trillion, that ain't answer any prayer you got if you use it right. Check out the book Caesar's Messiah, the Roman conspiracy to invent Jesus. There's plenty of books, the Nicene Council, Doctrine of Discovery. Why are we not reading things, people, so we can know what's going on and I would rather for companies to just flat out say, we don't want you here. A restaurant, we don't want you eating here. Our people are foolish enough to, oh, I'm going to sue them. No. If they don't want you in their restaurants, you stop spending your money with them. I don't care. We still shouldn't even be going to Starbucks, Waffle House. And we should take at least once a week and not shop at somebody's store, whether it's Target or Walmart or whatever, until we create our own. I've already asked one politician to pass a resolution that don't let no more so-called black folks vote. Let us take care of ourselves. We always begging for stuff. Oh, I need a job, for the same people that's been oppressing you. Oh, politician so-and-so, he's not doing anything for us and I voted for him. Do you expect them to? They've never done anything for you. If anybody that's watching this or will hear me can prove to me that anybody who's ever been elected or any of these deities that you so-called believe in has ever done anything for you collectively as a group, I'll pay your expenses for the rest of your life. Give you $1,000 on the spot. We need to look to each other. The Arabs, the Asians, their money bounced around in their community at least about 18 times. The Jews, theirs bounced around more than 12 times. Ours Our money one time. If you the Jews, their doctors are Jews, their car mechanics are Jews. You go to an Asian restaurant, their kids are working in that store. We the only ones that are dumb enough not to practice that amongst ourselves. So like I said, this is gonna be just a short video. Checking out my new little camera. I gotta get my set right. I haven't put a video out in a while. But let's get it together, people. We need some creative thoughts, creative thinking. Stop hating on each other. But we will call you out if you're not doing the right thing. Like I said, Tiffany Haddish, Kevin Hart, I wouldn't want to see no harm come to them, but we're not going to lose no sleep over that if they don't win an Oscar or something like that, because they're not on your side anyway. Her, Tiffany Haddish, they asked her a question about diversity, and I can't exactly remember everything she said, but she basically said, I don't know, but I won. No, heifer, you didn't win. The sister that played the maid and Gone with the Wind, she won it. When they nominated her, she couldn't even sit up front with the rest of them Caucasians. So no, you didn't win it. She won it for you. All the people that came before you. Stop being ignorant. All right, everybody, I'm gonna go ahead and sign off, and we'll do another one soon. Have a good morning. All right, I'm checking this thing out, just making sure it's working okay. But like I said, people, we need to get it together.